Good morning, YouTube. I know I talked about in my last upload that we would be riding around in the Dodge. Now I have been filming a few of those clips and trying to get that all thrown together and edited for you, but I wanted to upload this in the meantime because this is something that's super exciting and just something that I wanted to document for y'all. This is my buddy Byron's S14. This is an LQ4 powered 5.3 liter truck engine with a CDO9 and a spoolie boy. You guys can see here that sucker is huge. Byron is a customer of mine, has been supporting my small little business here, and I've had to go through and redo a few things for him, including these headlight brackets, because this was a Zinky front and he's now with the Kooky, as you guys can see there. But I wanted to fire her up so you guys could hear it. I got to back it out of the garage this morning and finish it up. Got a few things, just got to finish my intercooler brace there. Got to reattach that to the new headlight bracket slash radiator mount, and then build tabs for the radiator and then tabs for his bumper. But before we dive into all that nonsense, let me fire her up. You guys can hear her and I'll back her out and we can check it out real quick. Man, as you guys can hear, this thing is an animal. It's got 3 fuel pumps, a full D-hatch work system back here with a fuel cell, full caged interior with the Holley EFI Live system. He's got his monitor in there. He's got a new dashboard that's on the way, or that's already been delivered that he's going to install. So what I've done to this car is modified the radiator filler neck here for a steam port. You guys can see that. I've welded on this neck here. I'm actually going to extend it a little bit more now that we've tilted the radiator back. Readjusted his crossbar here, moved this forward, built headlight brackets for his headlights, and brackets underneath it. And you guys can see this guy there. That way his headlights stay in position while he's drifting. He was tired of them falling out of the fenders and stuff because the whole front end is all fiberglass. This car is really, really sick though. It's been a pleasure working on it. When it's out here in the sun, so nice. The wrap's got a nice sparkle to it. So I just wanted to take the time and show off this build to you guys. It's been a pleasure working on this thing and just putting, you know, my little bit of touch on there to help Byron get this thing out on track and get him into some competition, and obviously just enjoy driving and having a good time drifting. With that being said, guys, we're going to turn our attention to the CA. I'm going to finish this guy up. I got a few more things to weld on there, and then we'll be all said and done with that, and then we're going to start slapping the CA together. I've got the intake gaskets that are down there, so we can slap the intake on, get the fuel rail on, get the injectors on. I've sealed up the pan. I've got the exhaust manifold on there. Everything's situated with that. So I'm going to finish up his car. He's going to come by, pick it up, and then I'll continue this one here with the CA. So give me a couple minutes, guys. I'll see you shortly. So we are all cleaned up. My buddy came and picked up his drift car there, that S14, and now we are in the garage getting this all together. I just installed my injectors on the fuel rail, on the runner on the intake manifold, and then I've got my plenum here. Then I'm going to go ahead and open up this box, get my seals out, and then we'll seal up the first part of the intake itself. But I'm probably going to hold off before I mount it to the actual head, because I may end up ordering the block sump kit from Nick Murray. If you guys have been following my CA stuff for a while, and if you look back a couple videos ago, I installed head sump fittings in the back of the head that go down to the oil pan. The whole purpose of that is to relieve the crankcase pressure, and he also makes a kit that replaces this fitting here with an AN fitting, so that way you can run a steel braided line, and then a press-in fitting here, also AN, so that way I can do away with the factory hose there and this silly rubber like little thing. I don't know why they didn't make it one solid piece, but that is what that is. And I've got my Velcro gaskets here. I'll show you guys the part number on this guy. CMS 93583. I do believe I've actually showed you guys that gasket set before. I got it from Advance Auto. This one was from Amazon because Advance Auto stopped carrying it on their site. So here we are. Yep, that looks like them. There's the 8-port and there's the 4-port. There we have it. Bolted up onto the engine. Gaskets on there. Fuel rails on there with the new injectors. This thing's looking freaking spicy. I am so hyped. Also, in other news, we've got one of the head sumps on there. My AN fittings showed up yesterday. Got these guys off of Amazon for, I think, 12 bucks a piece or 15 bucks a piece. They weren't too bad, a little pricey, but I wanted to get some decent brand and decent quality fittings for the back of this guy. So now that we have the intake manifold all bolted up, we'll go ahead and turn our attention to making an AN line with fittings. Got some of this dash 10 here, got from my buddy Justin at work. We're gonna go ahead and make up one more line while I'm filming with you guys. Go ahead and throw it on the engine, and honestly guys, from there it's just gonna be buying a turbo feed and drain line and a clutch. She's ready to go in. Alright guys, so to start with, we're gonna take our AN line here and some electrical tape. We're just going to tightly wrap this around the steel braided line. Just one full tight pass. That tight pass there, I'm going to go ahead and cut with my cutoff wheel right next to this. That way we have a nice flush edge. And then we'll lube up our AN fitting and the line right here and slide them together. That's where it gets fun. Alrighty guys, I'm going to go ahead and plop this guy in my vise just lightly, not going hardcore with it, just so that it can hold on while I'm cutting it. Grab my safety glasses. Make sure you wear your PPE, folks. Don't be an idiot. Grab a cutoff wheel and then just take your time cutting this. Alright, now with that cut there, you guys can see how we have a nice flush cut. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of oil on the hose here, and then on my fitting, this guy right here, just going to put a little bit of oil in here on those threads. And then this is where it gets fun, where you got to push this guy on here. It can be a little bit of a task if this is your first time. It'll definitely be a little bit of a fight for you. So let's see if I can zoom this out for you guys there. Alright, we're set. Now you just push her on in there. You're going to keep pushing all the way up until the rubber itself is just flush with the bottom of those threads there. So I'll show you guys here in a second. Alrighty guys, so once you get that guy pushed in there, you should be able to see the rubber up against these threads. Let me grab my light real quick, hold on. So if you look down in there, it's kind of hard to tell. See the rubber lip? Zoom in for you guys real quick. There you go. You can see that rubber lip is almost flush with those threads. That's what you're wanting. From here, you're going to take your fitting and drop it in there. Get you guys set up right here. Here's your actual fitting. What I do is a dab of lube on the threads and on the little nipple here, this tapered part. That's where it's going to be dropping into the rubber, and as it drops in and threads, it flares. So let's go ahead and push it down in there, and as you're pushing, just spin lightly. Let the threads catch. Be mindful not to damage the threads. And they do make vices for this and stuff. I'm just poor. Now that I've got it threaded in, I can grab my wrench and tighten her down, and as I'm tightening it down, I'm going to push up on this fitting at the same time and ensure that it gets sandwiched up in there. So let me set you guys right here. And there we have it, guys. She is snugged up, and we have a fitting on our -10 steel braided line. I'm gonna go ahead and knock out the other end. Gonna thread this guy in on the back of the head, get my measurement, put my little piece of tape on where I'm gonna cut it, and then that'll give me my general length. And I repeat the process all over again and slap her on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now for you guys. Alright, so I've got my head sumps mocked up in the place that they're going to be, running down. I've got this far one coming over here to this far side, and then this closer one on the exhaust side coming down, and it's going to end up right here. So I'm going to go ahead and throw my tape on it right around this area, maybe just 1/4 inch up, and repeat my process, chop it off, press it in, and hopefully get this secondary head sump fitting on, or line, and we will be calling it quits with this guy, and we can close up this video. Alright, so where I've got my tape here, I'm going to be cutting just at the tape, and I'm accounting for almost 1/2 inch of where the steel braided line is going to be pressed into the fitting. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of that slack. That way I ensure that I'm not robbing myself of any of this -10, and then we'll get it all together. There we have it, guys. There we have it, guys. My head sumps are on there. Looking freaking sweet. Looking like a race CA, or a drift CA, whatever you want to call it. Oh man, I'm ecstatic. Alright, now I just got to order my turbo feed and drain kit, and she's ready to rock and roll. Get a clutch for her. We can bolt up to the trans, drop her in here, start getting my intercooling pipe mocked up, get everything fitted to it, get my wiring harness dressed up to the engine, and we'll be squared away. Alright guys, I actually moved this guy on the inside. It looks much better and looks uniformed like this, kind of. I don't know, it looked silly before. I don't know what I was trying to do or what I was thinking. Looks better like that. I'm gonna go ahead and grab or order some heat wrap for this guy with a little Velcro on it. Get that on there, protect it from the exhaust, and we're squared away. Gotta get a turbo feed and a drain and then a clutch, and honestly guys, it'll be time to put her in there. I am super stoked, and I know I talked about doing my Dodge stuff and filming all of that. I have a couple clips, but sadly my damn GoPro broke, and I'm borrowing my friend's GoPro, and I need to get a new charger for that because the charger isn't working. So frustratingly enough, I just wanted to get a video up and out to you guys, and I had this stuff kind of on the back burner, and the AN fittings came in, so I wanted to just go ahead and knock it out. So I apologize for that. The video is coming, I promise guys. But that is that, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and close it out. I will see you in the next upload, which will be the Dodge video, and we'll just kind of pick it up from there, guys. Thank you again for watching. I will see you in the next upload. Later.